Hello everyone, welcome to video 16 of my Claude series. Today we will be learning about role prompting. So we can paste a JWT auth filter and ask Claude to review my code. We will get 2, maybe 3 generic suggestions, hedged, and it's easy for a real gap like missing token expiry validation to slip through unflagged. Ask the exact same questions as a senior Spring Boot security engineer specialized in OAuth and JWT, you will get 5 specific correctly named vulnerabilities, including the expiry gap stated as fact instead of a hedge. One sentence, 5 seconds to write. This video is my actual role prompting technique with Claude. Real prompts, real before and after answer, nothing is cleaned up. Let's understand more about role prompting. So 5 words that change everything in role prompting, we will be discussing that. Type 1 of role prompting is a domain expert. So we can write you are a senior Spring Boot security engineer specializing in OAuth and then give our question which are related to Spring Boot security. And type 2 is experience level. So here we can write you are a Java developer with 2 years of experience who hasn't done reactive programming yet and then can ask a question which is at experience level. And type 3 is perspective role. So you are a production engineer who has been paced at 3 am because of the code like this before and now do this. So this is from the perspective of a production engineer and who has faced real this kind of issues. So without a role, Claude gives a generalist answer. With a role, Claude activates domain specific knowledge and calibrates depth to the right audience. Same questions but different caliber of answer. Now let's see in depth about domain expert plus perspective. So first we will see that domain experts activates field knowledge. Perspective role sets the stance. Skeptical, direct, battle tested, we will use both of these together. So name of the role would be you are a senior domain engineer. So if we see the prompt here, the prompt is you are a senior Spring Boot security engineer specializing in OAuth2 and JWT in microservice. And review the auth filter for I have given some questions, then be direct, if it's wrong say why. So here first one is name of the role, second is we are adding experience context, specializing in. Here I have written specializing in OAuth2 and JWT in microservices. Then set the stance, you push back hard on things that don't make sense. Then we have written be direct, if it's wrong say why. Close with the task. Claude already has this right mindset. So the task is this, review this auth filter for this. Now we can see another example for a 3 am production engineer. So here we are writing you are a production engineer who has been paced at 3 am because of the code like this before. This is the role. Second is we have to review this service error handling and all these things. This we can write. And we in this also we are using this set the stance and close with the task these concepts. And for a skeptical code reviewer, we can write that you are a skeptical senior developer doing a code review. Push back hard, you ask why before accepting any design decision, review this and challenge every decision you disagree with. So these roles will give you very particular specialized answer. Now for 3 am engineer, we are writing this you are a production engineer who has been paced at 3 am because of code like this before. This single sentence gets you an observability review focused on log, error clarity and debuggability. Things normal reviews generally skip. Now here we will see when we can stack all the 3 like the combined role prompt. So domain plus experience plus perspective. This is the most powerful form. All 3 types combined into one role prompt. Every dimension is specified. No room for Claude to default to generic. This I use heavily in my real examples. So we can see that we have written here you are a principal Java architect with 12 years of experience, currently staff engineer at fintech processing 1 billion per day in payments. So this is like domain. Then we have also added experience, 12 years staff engineer at fintech. Then perspective. So perspective is we care about correctness, observability, operability. So these I have written here, you care deeply about these things, not just clean code, production code. Frame the task from that viewpoint, what keeps you up at night, right? So we are framing it, review this payment service, what keeps you up at night about putting this in production. So this role is basically for a principal Java architect, 12 years of experience with all of this stuff, and writing clean code, production code, and also it will make sure that it is very much deeply thought and there would not be any incident for it. Similarly, we can see another example where experience level role for tutoring. This is again, you are explaining to a Java developer with 2 years of experience who has worked only minimal stuff, and then we can explain the Spring Web Flux, Monoflux starting from what I already know without blocking the HTTP calls. Use analogies from that background. So this is like tutoring role where one junior developer is learning from a very senior developer. So here we can see that in the experience level for tutoring example, type 2 roles work differently. You specify the audience level, not the Claudes. Explain reactive programming to a developer with 2 years of Java who knows blocking HTTP. So this is like the audience level. This response bridges from what they know. So these all were our prompting strategy, and if we can use all these 3 prompting roles together, the answer would be very specific and you will be amazed by seeing the answer.